Hey everyone, Chris here for Thomann Guitars and Basses. We just came back from a Steve Vai show where we shot an interview, a live rig interview with Steve and his awesome guitar techs. It was a lot of fun. It was super interesting to see Steve's rig. So without further ado, let's do this. So we are backstage. These are Steve's guitars, and I have Doug here to help us out. Doug and Thomas are the two guitar techs on this tour. Is that correct?
That's right, yeah. So we're here in Nuremberg, Germany today, and I thought it would be fun. We can just kind of go through all of Steve's career guitars that we've got lined up. And I think you'll all recognize this one, which is...
I'm all shaky.
Yeah, everyone gets shaky, yeah.
Can I touch it?
You sure can.
I know that sounds creepy, but I still have to ask.
Yeah, this is, one of Steve's oldest career guitars that he plays.
Wow.
And, it's set up pretty conventional, 9 to 42. People will ask, how does Steve set up his guitar action? I usually measure in units of like 30 seconds of an inch.
Okay.
And it's at the 12th fret, it's usually around 3.2. At the high E, it's usually around 3. He doesn't like very low action.
Yeah.
He likes to really be able to grab the note.
That feels like, if you're a metric person, that feels very much like my guitar, which would say 2 millimeters here in 1.8.
Yeah.
Around 1.8.
It's just how most people would set it up, but he likes a scooch higher.
Yeah.
He's got a heavy grip.
Yeah. And in case you missed it, we shot a video with Thomas a couple of months ago, and it was a huge honor. Thank you, Thomas. Thomas is off camera. He's going to be on camera soon. And we went through Steve's setup, and it's one of my favorite videos ever. And it's a huge honor to have it on channel. So please make sure to check that out if you want to see details on Evo's setup and everything.
Yeah. This is a song-specific guitar. This is the John Scofield Ibanez model for Little Pretty. And it's got a great sound. Steve really likes the way this guitar sounds. And for that song, it's perfect,
Yeah.
But, normal. This one has a slightly heavier bottom string. It's 9 to 46. But then conventional, normal.
Still tuned standard? E standard?
Tuned standard. With a very puffy strap.
Yes.
Here's another old guitar. This is original Flow, which has made it a reappearance. This is a newer neck. It's a stock Ibanez neck that we lightly scalloped. And
I was about to say.
Yeah, Steve sort of prefers a light scallop these days. And EVO gold fret wire, which is the jumbo size. Not too big, not too small. But yeah, this is a very cool guitar, classic Vai.
Oh, absolutely.
And here's another workhorse. This is Flow 3, which has been Steve's main guitar for maybe the past decade.
Yeah.
Maybe 10, 12 years. Again, stock. It has the Fernandez sustainer. Slightly scallop, EVO gold frets. And Thomas, these tuners that are on this guitar, this is sort of a fun thing, Thomas.
Actually, Graphtex ratio tuners, but me personally, I'm a totally addict and fan of Steinberger's gearless tuners, that one that goes straight through, because you do not have to lift the hand and contort to here, let alone here. You just go up. It's 2 fingers only you need. On regular pegs, you always need 2.5 fingers, and the next peg is 90% in the way.
Yeah.
So these just the barrels on it, because barrels it's easier to tune. That's just my take.
Yeah.
Here's a newer main
hello.
guitar. Yeah, this is one of the new Pias.
Hello, Pia.
And the Pias are really great. They feel excellent. Steve's really happy with them. These have stainless steel frets, which you can't wear them out. They're very durable, and they have a very glassy feel for vibrato. And this guitar, it's slightly scalloped. It has a Sustainiac, which is something we're still kind of experimenting with. It's fantastic. But Steve's just getting used to them, because he's been using Fernandez for 20 plus years. Yeah. This guitar we're using on giant balls of gold. Yeah.
Onyx.
On the bottom.
All right.
Just give it
Just a
name
name.
every guitar.
Yeah, Onyx. Perfect name.
You might be able to do me a favor. Could you flick that switch right there?
Oh, absolutely. Oh,
So recognize
hello,
this
the
guitar.
Bad Horsey.
Yes, yeah.
Absolutely.
And this guitar gets used on Avalancha. It's tuned to drop C.
My favorite tune on the new record.
Yeah, it's a cool record. Steve lightened up his gauge for drop C. He used to always use 10 to 52. It's 10 to 46 right now. It might change. Steve changes things up. He's constantly evolving. So that's what this guitar is set up with.
Martin Sims, he was the first guy in the UK who came up with the LEDs in the neck. He did it on the original neck. That's another neck already. But
new neck, yeah.
that's in 1999 when Steve had that guitar first, when it was new.
Alien Love Secrets was my introduction to Steve, and for that reason, that guitar is just my top forever.
Fun one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This is sort of the sister to Bo, Envy, which is another Pia.
Wow.
This guitar, it's set up a little differently. This one has the
Seems a
kind
bit
of
higher,
offset LEDs.
right?
Yeah, this one's set up for Bad Horsey. There's a
right.
slide, Thomas's classic Velcro slide situation there,
Nice.
which works great. It's fantastic. It's never failed. Again, Sustainiac, because he uses it for those songs.
On the back of each headstock,
Yeah.
the neodymium piece marking the tools.
Yeah.
This is a great. Where do you get them, Thomas?
McMaster Car in LA, next day delivery.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a very expensive magnet. I think a small strip of this is like $80 or something.
1 foot by 2 inches is $50. Yeah.
But it works again,
Super strong.
Yeah.
And flat, which is,
yeah.
again, yeah.
This one scalloped a little deeper and has jumbo EVO gold frets.
Again, Martin Sims in the UK did those, and he called me and said, "Look, I have new LEDs. They are so bright." So he sent, did the neck, came back, and Steve said, "No, it was too bright." So they had to put some
I go
resistors
blind.
in.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
There's another classic one, Bruno. This is
Bruno.
yeah, you'll recognize
So
this
good.
from the For the Love of God music video.
Yeah.
This is the 7-string guitar Steve is using on this tour for Zeus in Chains, and it's set up with 9 to 52 gauge strings, tuned to drop A. And this is a really great sounding guitar, pretty much stock.
Yeah, no scallop here.
No scallop. Yeah, the 7 strings we don't scallop.
Okay.
Yeah. And this guitar, it's not seeing a lot of action because we're still making some tweaks to it.
Oh.
But this is the one of the Whitesnake Era Universe guitars, and you might recognize it from the Deeper the Love music video, or there's a classic performance of For the Love of God at Donington, where there's actually a hook right here that's still on the guitar, where it would fly up into the rafter at the end of the performance. And this is a very cool guitar, very heavy because it is mosaic mirror tiles. So
The actual tiles.
Yeah.
And
yeah, so the
the
guitar is
cement
very
between-
bright.
Yeah.
The cement. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And yeah, we're hoping to get Steve playing this guitar more You might see it more on the North American tour.
Okay.
We're trying to make it a little warmer sounding,
Okay.
but fun for the audience to see.
Oh, absolutely.
And there you
Wow.
have it.
Which tuning do you have for this? Is it like a backup for
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
Back up 9 to 52, drop A.
drop A?
Yeah.
Ah, yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Crazy. I was so surprised to see Steve coming out and playing the semi-hollow.
Yeah, well, when we were doing rehearsals, we went through a couple different Hollowbodies to try.
Yeah.
You may remember in the music video on YouTube, there's a blue Ibanez Hollowbody.
Yes.
And we tried everything to get that guitar tamed,
Okay.
filling it with foam. It just wasn't possible,
It was also like a thicker one, like
Thicker
a
one,
jazz
yeah.
box. basically.
Much
Yeah.
more like a jazz box.
Yeah.
He started playing that using the Gretsch that he has.
to record it.
Ah, so it was recorded on Hollowbody. I was kind of thinking like this sounds so sparkly. I'm
It's-
not sure
it's
if it
got
was
a
like a
jangle to
jam.
it, yeah.
But no, it's
Yeah.
actually a Hollowbody. Wow.
But Ibanez brought this during the Inviolate rehearsals in
Yeah.
Encino, and this guitar just won. He
Okay,
plugged it in, and
okay.
it was just fantastic.
Wow.
And he's used it on the song ever since.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Great.
Totally stock John Scofield model.
I mean, those are great to begin with. So
Yeah.
you don't
Yeah.
necessarily have to change anything.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So cool. Let's move on stage and check out the rest.
All right.
So everybody, the legend, Thomas Nordegg. It's so nice to see you in person finally.
Right. Well,
Wow. Okay, I've seen your schematics
right.
of the rig. It's more than impressive. You guys will know exactly what I'm talking about. We'll put it on screen. It's a mind-blowing rig. Can you walk us through?
Since Carvin, no longer really is a company per se for amps, so he discovered for amp sound the Synergy company, and they designed to his specs his own bi-module, derived it from the sound from the Carvin Legacy 100. It's still his main one, the first one, and he actually required what no other module has, with like tick, 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 like you can feel.
Right.
That's the only one that has that, because he wants to, and in fact, this company also found now parts that will do that for this, so he can go one little.
One click up or down. Yeah.
He hears things that I don't think, or that I don't hear. I don't know about anybody else, but anyway. So he's got to choose his amp sounds. He's got the RJM switcher over here, right? So that connects via MIDI to be controlling the fractal, the synergies up here, not the fractal, right? So that's his amp controller. Oh, here
Look
he
who
is.
joined us.
Oh my God!
Steve,
Well,
what a pleasure. Wow. That's a nice surprise.
Yeah, I was expecting to come by a little later.
Well.
Thomas probably knows more about my rig than I do, so it's best he gives you the rig rundown.
Suggested after your sound check, if you have a couple of minutes, maybe.
Yeah,
I can do a little right now if you like.
Absolutely, absolutely. We didn't want to bother you before you're done with your stuff, to have your mind free, and then we would have asked you
there
to.
won't be too much
maybe
time after.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
so. Yeah, absolutely. We're good.
Well, Thomas probably went through the whole thing.
we're in the middle. We're at the synergy
Right
box.
here, right now.
Okay, well, basically this is the brains, and these here, my Synergy modules, are the the jewels,
Yeah.
so to speak. I mean, all the sound comes from these, and I have two of them, and I have them set up differently. I also have the B-Man, two B-Men, because I like the way they sound, but I haven't been using them on this tour. I'm just using these.
Wow.
And then this is the workhorse, the Fractal 3, and all the programs are set within it for the show and are changed.
So this is like the brain, right? This is what controls also the synergies.
Well, what happens is the signal, I guess we'll start with the signal, right? The signal goes in here. First it comes from the brain, I guess, right? And it comes through the fingers, and it goes into the guitar, and then out of the cable into a very simple pedal board.
Yeah, I was surprised to see it. Yeah.
Yeah, because every now and then I find these little pedals that I like, and I use them for a little while, and then I'm, But I use this quite often on this tour. This is my Digitech whammy pedal. So the signal comes in. At first it goes into the wah-wah. I like to have the wah-wah first. And then out of that, it goes into the distortion. And this is my Gemini distortion.
Which I was so happy to see that you are actually still using it.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic for me because I custom had it custom tweaked, you know, by Ibanez, and it's 2 pedals basically.
Yeah.
And you know, more is more, more is better. And then it comes out of that and it goes into the whammy pedal. And this is a very important switch. Without this switch, I don't know if I could do my show.
Wait. Fan or smoke?
Fan. Gotta have the fan. You know, I tell people the reason why I have a fan is so it blows my hair back and makes me look cool, because that's what they think. Anyway, but in reality, well, that's partially true, but in reality, these little clubs get so hot, and when your fingers are just, I can't play, you know, I'm like on a skating rink. Yeah. So this keeps my fingers a little drier. Nice. And keeps my hair honest. And then this is the synergy switching. Very simple, you know, and I have my Vi module here. As you can tell, Thomas custom does everything. Yeah. And this is the Bassman. And actually, I do use the Bassman for the clean, for Little Pretty and a couple other things. So we have all of the songs programmed here. And I just, you know, they're all actually for the songs that we have MIDI, that we have like the video and stuff. I have it programmed so that it changes all my patches.
So I was about to ask if you programmed everything, or do you guys switch it manually? It's like partially.
We're in the process of getting it all in there.
Okay.
But right now most of it is in there, and it's like magic. You know, I don't have to run all over and figure out what to change because it's a lot of stuff.
Music.
It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
When we were rehearsing, I didn't have that, and I had to practice switching. But then we got it, and it was fantastic, you know.
Amazing.
And then I just use this as a volume pedal. And then the signal comes out, and it goes into the Synergy rack. And these Synergy racks are fantastic because they have all sorts of different modules that you can put in here. Yeah. And the modules are actually, these are tube preamp sections. So there's no modeling. It's like real tubes. And something like, they have a lot of Friedman and things like this, and they license the technology for a lot of it from the original companies, so they get the real schematics.
Yeah.
So when you buy one of these, you're getting the actual preamp section of a particular amp.
It's not a copy made by someone else, it's like the thing made by the company or the design.
Exactly. But then the mono signal comes out of this and goes into the Fractal, and then it becomes stereo, and it goes into these power amps, and these Fryets are just really amazing power amps. And this feeds these 2 cabinets.
So glad to see actual cabinets on the stage. Yeah, I have to say it's a sad thing to say in 2022, but it's not regular anymore.
Well, what's very interesting is I started using inner ears on this run. I've tried them in the past many times. I've had the molds made and everything, and I get like 3 songs in, and I'm like, come on. But I just decided to take the plunge, you know, because this tour is, you know, I'm changing a bit, and the way I'm playing is changing. And with the inner ears, you're right with the instrument. Yeah. You're with every note, you know. And
once you get used to it, I guess it's a very
you miss the spatiality of the room and the audience. I mean, I have audience mics in there, but you know, so it's been working out real nice.
Yeah.
But this here, then we send a feed into this, and this powers the 2 monitors that I have here.
All right. Okay.
So when I'm playing, I'm actually getting my signal right from the head, right from the amp. It's not being mic'd.
Yeah.
So something you might find interesting. This here is a program for the Fractal.
Ah, right.
So it has all the signal in it, and this is like the song Giant Balls of Gold, for instance, and you know, it shows you the different settings, but there's one that I have here. Oh, here it is. Okay. So like, the Hydra is different, you know, because...
Gotcha.
This is all Hydra.
Yeah.
It's also on the schematic.
The way the Hydra works, and unfortunately I couldn't bring it on this tour, because I had shoulder surgery. And
I've heard it, yeah. I hope you're doing way better now.
Me too, thanks. But it's interesting because the Hydra has an Ethernet cable.
Oh.
And the output of the Ethernet cable has all of the outputs for the different necks. So it has 4 outputs, basically, for the harp.
That's the box right underneath the Fractal.
Oh, and so what happens is the synth guitar, everything goes through the Ethernet cable, and then it goes into this box here. Now, we had this built, if you've seen the video.
Yes, multiple times.
Yeah, it's got, that has the real brain, but I didn't want to bring it on tour. It's really heavy.
Yeah, I was about to ask, was it like 20 pounds?
I don't know.
Or?
I don't even go near it. I just turn the knobs. That's enough.
Yeah.
But we had this built, which is another facsimile, you know, same thing, just one rack space. So then the Ethernet Cat6 cable goes in there, and then it comes out 4 outputs, the 7-string, bass, 12-string, and harp. And then these go into the Fractal, because the Fractal is one of the few that has 4 inputs and gives you 4 stereo outputs.
Like parallel channels. Basically.
Yeah. So...
And that's what's running.
And that's what's running here. So I could take each neck and give it a effects, whatever I want, and then it becomes stereo. And then the stereo output for the 7-string neck goes to my rig. You know, that goes into these power amps. The other outputs for the 12-string, that's now stereo.
Okay.
Because, you know, and the harp strings and the bass. They come out and they go wherever we want to put them. Front of house, monitors. Yeah. And it's really great. And it's all processed in here. So it's all set up and...
Wow.
we don't have the turkey.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well, next time.
Next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So crazy. I was about to ask if you guys make like a rearranged version of the teeth of the Hydra.
No, because that's cheesy.
Yeah. Right.
No, people don't want to see that.
I would love to see that.
Wow.
But I know
some
that
people would kick my ass.
Yeah. I think that the magic of it is the way you arrange it.
It's the way it's seeing it performed. Yeah. And when I shot the video. Well, when I recorded the song, I recorded it in, like, you know, the verse, the chorus, and the B section, because I was writing it as I was going, you know, and trying to figure it out. And I had it on a stand, so I was able to, you know, save my legs, because that thing is heavy.
Oh, I don't want to know how heavy.
I asked Greg, my engineer, to weigh it, but we never got to weighing it. Everybody asked me, how much does it weigh? 1,000 pounds, that's what it feels like. And then when I knew I had to shoot the video, it took about a month to be able to perform the piece standing up and playing it accurately, you know, all the way through. And then we shot the video on a 10-hour, you know, shoot day over and over and over. So to get it to that point again, because 2 days after I shot the video, I had to get another surgery, you know. So I'll get her up. You know, wow. I really am looking forward to that.
That's already a good enough reason to come back to your next Europe
yes,
tour.
Well, we're trying to do... I like to do 2 runs through Europe when I'm on tour, because it's big, and I can't get everything in the first run. So hopefully the second run is in 23, and I'll have the Hydra with me. If we can figure out a way to ship it here.
Crazy.
Thanks.
Crazy.
The Hydra has a synthesizer in it. A guitar synthesizer. Wow. You know, it's got a lot of little sound effects and stuff.
Yeah. I've seen the buttons on the top as well.
The seducer, you know. And you know, the seducer, when you touch the seducer, the guitar has a little orgasm and it goes, oh, and then you have to have a climax regulator or you get in a lot of trouble. And then just so you know,
No, I understand
just so
everything.
I know you know that you got the joke, I give you a honk and a wink.
Oh wow, that's
Hey, I'm an
absolutely amazing.
entertainer. Thanks a lot. You guys do.
Thanks.
I watched some of your other rig runs down there. Fantastic.
Thank you
really
so much.
Good stuff.
It's an
Thank you.
absolute pleasure. Thanks a lot, Steve.
If you want to go backwards there, yeah, you can climb there, no problem. It's all nylon sleeve. That's the harness from the front, the yellow one, with right now 6 connections, 2 MIDI ones, another MIDI one for the RJM switcher, the Fractal fast link, of course, to connect to the Fractal to the switcher, and the main cable coming from the output of the YMEDT into the top master synergy module. So that's that harness. Then we have the speaker harnesses right here. That's the one for the master Frayette, and the other one goes out there for the 2 1x12s. That's my computer USB cable connected, of course, to the Fractal for the Axe edit. And other than that, right now, this is all for the module, the Roland module that works with the harp, with the Hydra.
Yeah.
Yes, for the extra sounds with the switches.
Yeah.
So that's parked all the way up in there. We haven't used it on this run, obviously, yet.
And how does this compare to Steve's, like other tours, whether it's in Asia or US? It's pretty much a similar rig?
Well, what we had, let's say, for instance, on Generation X, we had sort of the same thing, actually, but split into 2 racks with Kate on the plane. This will make it on no commercial airplane.
Oh, yeah.
Right? There's no way.
Yeah.
Right? The pedalboard might make it in the case, but there's no
ship it, I
carousel.
guess, or-
Yeah. So that's why we shipped everything over here. But he wanted to do a South America tour, but we have to build, a facsimile of this with or without the Hydra, probably without the Hydra, because it's a continent and there's no bus ride from gig to gig. There's a flight every day and the gear has to arrive. And when they did Generation X in December 19, it was a task with 5 guitar stars to get to an airport with all the gear that the speakers were rented, of course.
Yeah,
But the amps, the pedal boards, all that, to check that in every day, get it out the next day for sure, So, yeah. But
These are things people don't even realize because it feels like, yeah, sure, they just travel with their stuff. You're like, well, you don't really. It depends on the continent.
The European trailers are so much smaller, right? Ours is full till here. We had to take the merch house. We had a flat, like about 5-6 shows into it, dangerous. So now the merchandise travels in the bus bay where the luggage goes. The luggage is upstairs in the front lounge, and the gear is, where it's supposed to be.
Wow.
So that's the thing.
That's so crazy.
I made a little table here, so it's all nice and comfy. That travels velcroed in the inside of the lid, so it doesn't shake. And as you saw there, Steve has the screen there, so when he does, for instance, the Bad Horsey experience where he gets Papa, right? Then he can see in sync from the movie footage. He does the same
knows
moves.
when to.
Yes.
Crazy.
And by the way, I want to point out, each cable on both ends has the sleeves that you can put where it says in red, which means output, that means the source, and destination in green. You know, so this way I know always in and out on a big pedalboard
belongs
quick.
where, yeah. You have to
And,
swap a cable.
And that is on all these cables is listed on the edge. You can see source, destination, green, red, and then it says what goes where. Then I know where to plug it in.
Well, this is how you make something that is really complex, reliable.
yeah,
I mean, how else could you troubleshoot, right?
Knock on wood, we had not one kicked with this so far. It works every night.
Thomas, it's been an absolute pleasure. Finally
always
in
is.
person.
Okay, you're so welcome. Yeah.
So cool. You guys check out all the other videos on the channel. Of course, if you enjoyed this one, let us know in the comments and subscribe to the channel. You know what to do. Give us a thumbs up. That would be awesome. You guys take it easy. See you in the next video.